Hello, thank you for joining us here in the Bill Mason Show. And we have a very, very lengthy 30-minute show here for you tonight.
And hopefully we can get it all in. This is crazy.
There is a lot of stuff. And Bill, you're there in our new control room,
Yes.
the Bill Mason control room. How you like it?
I can monitor just about everything that comes in here. I like this a lot better than the old way we did it.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like you're monitoring all world events and anything political.
Everything political
Right.
at this point.
Well, Houston, we do have a problem. There's two big things happening right now. There's the impeachment that's going sideways for the Democrats.
Yeah, it's basically a bomb in D.C. The Democrats are bombing in D.C. They are crapping themselves.
Not looking good for them.
No.
And then they're tearing down videos of the conservatives.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot have a bad thing to say about Nadler or Schiff without it being removed from, we won't mention any names, but let's call it all the major platforms.
Right.
That
So we're going to talk about that later on. And then we had the big news, the virus that's spreading like wildfire.
Apparently this is big, and watching our local news is what's scary, as they're trying to dumb it down and saying it's 6 to 24 people in China and it's so far away. They're really trying to make this seem like it's a small virus, but it's looking bigger than that.
Yeah, you won't hear this on mainstream media. So let me give you the what's going on. We got 6 cities in China now quarantined. 6 cities, over 20 million people. The army is surrounding these cities with light tanks and armored vehicles to make sure no one leaves.
Yeah, this is unprecedented for China. Normally they kind of wing and a prayer it, but I think even they know it's pretty serious.
Well, it started in December and they try to cover it up, and then they had to let the everything out of the bag. So it looks like countries now that has this virus. It's China, South Korea, North Korea closed their border, so they probably have it there too. Taiwan, Japan, Australia, United States. There's 2 confirmed cases. It's in Seattle and one in Texas, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sure there's more. I mean, and then we have Canada that has 5 cases.
Yep.
We have Mexico, Brazil, France, UK, and we have Russia that has 3 cases.
Yeah, and I just heard, I was just on Twitter, Malaysia. Now Malaysia has a few cases as well.
Yeah, so it's all over the world. This stuff is spreading human to human, and it's mutating supposedly too as well.
Yeah, well, it's not going to respond to antibiotics because it's viral, and there's only so much antiviral. Now, like, people who don't know, the antibiotics are like a nuclear bomb to your gut flora. Which it's bad, it kills everything, but it also kills your good. It makes your recovery really, really hard. So people who are going to run out and take antibiotics to think that they're going to beat this thing are mistaken, because it's viral. It's not bacterial, it's viral. Right. So taking an antiviral will wipe you out as well. This is like something where you only have once you have this virus, you have a nuclear option, which is destroy all the good bacteria in your body, destroy your gut flora, and pray that you survive.
Right. Yeah, that's not good. So we do have a lot of videos. We have very short videos, by the way, but we have some videos showing if you're, kind of queasy. These are people falling dead, by the way.
Yeah, on the spot.
On the spot.
Wow.
So we're going to get some videos here. We're going to show you. It's not looking good. So a lot of these videos are in China. So here we go. I'm going to show you this short video right here, right now.
样子知道了蛮好的，不要像咱口头的。上不了咱口罩。
Look at that.
Wow, and I just saw a tweet while we were watching that video real quick. They are out of face masks.
Yes,
and
they're using
they don't have.
they're using tampons.
Wow.
With wings.
Yeah,
Cover their face.
they're doing anything they can to cover their airways because apparently, it's transmitted that way, and they're out of face masks. You can't find a face mask in Asia.
Right.
In Asia.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, it's not good. So they're falling dead in China, and I have another video that's kind of it's going to show the hospital where people are going to get help. And take a look at this. This is not good. Watch this. So the hospitals are packed. They're trying to make right now China's building a full hospital in 6 days. I'm sure it's going to be tent, but
it's tense. They're trying to. This is definitely pandemic proportions. They're prepping people. They're just swabbing them with alcohol. Like at this point, they don't know what else to do.
Right. Yeah. There's no cure for it.
It's so contagious that the slightest contact is enough to transmit it. I mean, like doorknobs, door handles, ATM machines, number keypads, all of this stuff is being swabbed with alcohol like crazy. And mark my words, that'll be the next thing that Asia runs out of is, antiseptics and alcohol, because they're going batshit crazy trying to swab everything down.
Yeah. Speaking of bats, this was started with a bat or a snake.
Yep, that's what they're saying. And these weird coronaviruses that always stir up out of Asia. I mean, this is not the first one. Yes. This is a stem of the swine flu, the avian flu, the bat flu, the cat flu. I mean, this is what they do over there.
I mean, it could be a combination because, snakes eat bats. So,
well, yeah, but the fact that it's zoonotic means it crosses over from humans to animals and animals to humans.
Well, they eat exotic animals. They eat.
I know that. They eat whatever has a pulse.
Mice. They eat live mice.
Yeah, they eat whatever has
live mice. Who would eat live mice? They dip into some sauce. Anybody eating right now, apologize, but that is
if you're having dinner, I do apologize that right now in Asia somebody's eating a bowl of live tadpoles.
Well, so I'm going to show you a bowl of bat soup.
Yeah,
you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
I'm ready for bat soup. That's like a number 4 at the drive-thru. I'll take a number 4 bat soup and give me a large Kobayashi soda. Wow, man.
Yeah, they eat their wings or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's why that's why we have viruses.
I mean, Asian culture is definitely ancient. It is. It goes back thousands of years, and there are people who think they're just impervious to, modern day medicine. Eastern medicine and Western medicine is completely different, and there are vast amounts of people that practice Eastern medicine, which is like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if they give a warning like don't eat monkey meat and don't eat bats, don't run out and eat bats. That's what they do.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do something about that. So there is another video I want to show you about the ambulance coming in. I mean, there was a convoy of probably around 50 or more ambulance coming in.
Full of them, right?
Full of them. So you take a look at this.
你这录像，咱俩碰上了，等于是。2020年1月23日晚7点多钟，一堆救护车、小唐山过来运病人了。操，真够有气势的啊！
And they said that went for a mile or so.
I'm sure it did. And also, I want to touch on something real quick. So now Australia, this is from a tweet. I don't know how accurate, but Australia is apparently banning all Asian countries, they will not take flights. They will not take flights from China, Japan, Malaysia, Vietnam.
Wow.
None of them. They will not take any flights into Australia because apparently that's a mass exodus spot for these people to run to. And Australia has officially said turn around and go back.
Wow.
So Australia's involved in this too. They don't want this pandemic.
Oh, yeah, Australia's part of it. Philippines.
Yeah. So this is spreading faster than I think anyone imagined.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it stops somehow, some way, because I don't want that to happen to our cities over here. It could be a total mess.
Well, the bad part is if it gets into a big city like Chicago or Dallas, Fort Worth, or something like that, just the airports, Chicago O'Hare takes in enough people to transmit that virus tenfold. You know, all it would take was a few people. So it's a big deal. It is.
It is, definitely. And then I got another person I had to show this, somebody that's falling over. So take a look at this. He just falls over, and you know he looks like he's still alive. So I mean it's one after another. Here's a Wuhan grocery store.
武汉的超市呢，开都抢空了，我天呐，现在才几
Yeah,
点
they
钟
have
啊
to？ stay indoors
别
for weeks.
全部都是空的了。
Wow.
Yeah. So
Pandemics are no joke, man. And I know everybody's got this thing. They want to be prepared for everything. A lot of our viewers are preppers and people that, you know, there's no way to prepare for this. There really isn't.
no.
Your entire family could have to hunker down on a minute's notice for stuff like this. This is real.
Yeah, I suggest people now, if they can, go out to the grocery store. Not right now, of course, but in the next few days, just get some extra groceries.
Make sure you have some stuff. I mean,
yeah, you don't want to. We don't want to scare everybody, but it's not looking good right now.
it's really not, and especially if you have someone in your family that maybe travels for business. That is forced, and I know, you know, in my extended family and friends, I have people who are forced to travel for business, get on flights that they maybe, you know, don't want to.
Right.
I mean, this could happen in a major way.
Yeah. So we have one last video of the virus. You can't understand him. He's in Chinese. So if anybody speaks Chinese, you can understand him. What he's saying is that he can't go home. He can't leave. There's too many people here. He needs help. So take a look at this. He's in a panic.
可不能你不给面子说不要干了，又给搞得这么面了，算了，叫我滚蛋，回家。再跟我这样说。我没有闹，这病躺那么多怎么办？
叫他们院长过来看看。
院长谁过来？
你让病人去跟。
没有，我去了。
把诊断台了。
啊？我不知道哪个是院长，我去了，我连1、2、3、4、5市长热线都打了。
我把诊断台了。
不要医生，我不要医生，我有医生，我打死人家，我能看病，你把他。
Anyway, he was yelling, screaming, but he wanted it. I think it was time to get off. And I think there was like thousands of people waiting in the waiting room, waiting for him.
I can't imagine being put in a situation where they tell you, like, your wife, your children, whoever they are they're going to be in the hospital. You need to just leave because they may or may not make it. Like, that's how serious this actually is. And just on a quick note, I'm watching our news media actually downplay this as like, don't worry, let's watch the Democrats blow the impeachment.
Yeah.
On another note, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the major media need to have this 24-hour, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to scare everybody, but people need to know.
Yeah, this is something that you need to prepare for. You know, like I said, it's antibiotics aren't going to help you, but sequestering yourself may or may not. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of people that work on the docks. So a friend of mine works at the port. He works at the ports, and they take in all kind of ships from other countries. And a lot of times these guys are at sea for 2-3 weeks at a time. And as soon as they hit port, they're like, I need medical. They need medical attention. And these guys don't know what they have. So I can only imagine guys on the Pacific that are longshoremen, guys that are taking in boats that maybe have this 2-week incubation period. Now, these people are going to show up in California, San Diego, Los Angeles, and they're going to be like, I don't know what I got, but it's bad. And it's like, there's no filter for that on the shores. They just take these people in, throw them in an ambulance, and send them to the nearest hospital. And that's the thing. If this is really a pandemic of that proportion where people drop dead in 48 hours, man, this is a whole nother level.
It is. I mean, it looks like they have the same percentage people who died with the Spanish flu, supposedly.
Yeah, well, that was a big deal. And what we got to remember about the Spanish flu is we as a human race, we travel faster. We travel further. We travel in more isolated situations. It's not horses anymore. This is like the real deal. We can be in 3 hours, 4 hours in another continent and be spreading stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about some funny stuff for the impeachment hearing today.
Let's switch gears.
Right, and then so what happened today, Bill? I mean, you've been in on the fingerprint. What's going on today?
I've been trying to watch these guys now. Nadler, wow. To sum it up, he is trying to spin a story that we've all heard before, and trying to make it seem like it's more urgent than it was a year ago. Like the sham of this thing that they're trying to portray is that this started with a phone call in July. This did not start in July. This goes back 3 years at this point. This is so much hatred and vitriol for the president that they'll do anything they can. They're so desperate. And when I talk about desperate, I don't want to mention the names. I almost did. They are scrubbing the videos. Conservatives are posting videos commentating on how Nadler is crapping in his pants. He has nothing to say of value. None of the Democrats actually have anything that's worth an impeachment charge, and they are just eating their time because they are allotted this time, and they are not going to stop until they use it all. Right. And it's bad. It's really bad to the point where they are scrubbing their bomb that they're dropping. They're dropping a bomb, and they don't want people to be able to see it and go, wow, that doesn't make any sense, and form an opinion on it. So they are removing it from all the platforms. Twitter's removing videos. I mean, I had 4 or 5 videos that I liked 4 hours ago that are now gone. They're scrubbed. Right. So these are things that the media is now, they're complicit in the cover-up. And Nadler said that the GOP is involved in a cover-up. No way, man. This is bigger than that. This is a Democrat Party, local media, big media outlet cover-up. They are crapping the bed at this point, and there's no way to save the Democratic Party. Believe me, they're done after this. Right. And like I said, I said this before, I'm chomping at the bit for the president's guys to get up and be able to present their case. But wow, the Democrats have really crapped this over, man.
Yeah, I mean, we had a hard time looking for videos to show the impeachment tonight. So cause
they're gone. They're removed.
They're gone. So we do have Jerry Nadler on, and we are going to show his video.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to see what he says.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
A president who abuses his power in order to kneecap political opponents and spread Russian conspiracy theories, a president who uses his office to ask for, or even worse, to compel foreign nations to meddle in our elections, is a president who attacks the very foundation of our liberty. That is a grave abuse of power. It is an unprecedented betrayal of the national interest. It is a shocking corruption of the election process. And it is without doubt a crime against the Constitution, warranting, demanding removal from office.
All right, there you have it.
And that is classic Democratic doublespeak. Okay, so for me to sum it up, how I grab it, as I view myself as an intelligent person, the doublespeak that they're trying to say is the president needed the Ukraine so badly to help him. Help me defeat Biden. Oh, I don't know how I'll ever defeat this old man who can't remember where he is. I don't know how I'll defeat him. Please help me by investigating it. So that's one side of the doublespeak. The second side of the doublespeak is this is a president taking advantage of a brand new president who doesn't know where and when his liabilities come into play. And this is a president who uses his brute force tactics to muscle over another country. So that in itself is doublespeak. Right. So on one side, he's saying, oh, the president needed his help. And on the other side, they say he's bullying him. And then on the third side, they say he's withholding aid. And he stopped them from getting the help that they desperately needed. But guess what? They got the javelins. They got way more than the Obama administration ever gave them, because the Obama administration was sending them blankets and MREs. The Trump administration sent them Javelin missiles and people who are training them how to use them.
Right.
So if anyone gave them anything, it was Donald Trump. Right. And as far as the other aspect of Nadler, he said, oh, and he negotiated a meeting, which Zelensky so needed a meeting with the United States, and he held it for ransom. Actually, he put it up before the phone call even took place. He said, we should meet back in May. There's the July phone call, and then there's the May meeting. And guess what? Zelensky, who inherited a total basket of crap in the Ukraine, had to forego that meeting. Because guess what? Trump is right, and everybody, I think any thinking person knows that corruption is kind of the thing in the Ukraine. That's they're going to battle that for years.
Right. Yeah, corruption is a huge thing with them.
It's what they have to deal with. And Trump's saying that, hey, by the way, you kind of dropped an investigation, and I think Biden may have pressured you into it. Can you reopen that? Now, is that for President Trump's personal gain, or is that for the United States' personal gain? Like the United States as a country. We deserve to know that as people, as taxpayers and as voters. We deserve to know, did Biden interfere with an investigation? And now John Solomon, who I always give props, John Solomon is rock solid. So he has actual documentation of Biden not only interfering with the investigation was not inactive. It was definitely active when he went over there to say, you need to fire this prosecutor. And this is why they attacked John Solomon. They went after John Solomon as if he was this hack journalist. John Solomon has rock solid proof. And that's why they are trying to go after him, because he is the nugget that takes down Biden.
Well, we have a video of it.
Yeah, watch John Solomon in these next few weeks, because he is the crux of the biscuit. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, I mean, like you said, Obama didn't give them deadly weapons. Trump did.
Yeah, Trump gave them javelins. Yeah.
So Trump gave them deadly weapons to help them against Russia.
Right.
There's no reason why, if he was a Russian agent, he wouldn't be giving Ukraine any kind of deadly weapons. And
don't forget the annexation of Crimea. That happened during the Obama administration.
Exactly.
And he did absolutely nothing.
Right.
Just like he did absolutely nothing in Syria when he drew the red line.
Right.
He did absolutely nothing. He was a limp, president. He did nothing. And watch this stuff happen. He watched the geopolitics of the Middle East fall apart on his watch. Trump came in and fixed it.
Right. Yep, he did. And so, again, I mean, the impeachment today was about the Democratic managers speaking. Did you see anybody there that had anything at all to say?
No. They spin the same story. So what I want to talk about, the abuse of power aspect that they talk about. And that's one of the articles of impeachment. So the obstruction of Congress, if we dive into that, okay, so first of all, obstruction of Congress is not an actual crime. There's no way you can even make that into a crime. What he did is he used his executive branch powers. Okay, he issued, an executive branch power to control the separation of the branches, and that's what he did. So there is a separation between Congress and the executive branch, as there should be. Now, what the Democrats did, and they don't want to talk about, is they did subpoena certain people. Okay, I don't even know if I should mention them. I guess I will. So when that person gets a subpoena and he also has executive privilege, he goes to the courts.
That's what he did. Yep.
That's what he did. So he went to the courts and he said, where do I go on this matter? Now, the courts had the rule, but what the Democrats did is say, we don't have time. We don't have time. This is a sham impeachment. This is a BS procedure, and we have to rush through this.
You don't have time because the 2020 election's coming up.
Yeah, we had to rush through this. So they couldn't wait for the courts to rule on whether he could testify. Now, the courts ruled that said he can testify, and he said, okay, here I am. I'm a guy in the middle. I was in the executive branch, and I want to do the right thing as an American citizen. Now, I don't hate him because I know what he's doing. I know the role that he's trying to play is that the Democrats want blood. I don't have blood, but I do have some stuff to say. And I think it'll be surprising what he says, and I can't actually wait for them to ask for it, because if you go back in history of the Clinton impeachment, there's actually videos. I know we don't have it right now, but there's videos of Schumer saying, I can't imagine why we would allow more witnesses and more testimony because the House had all the opportunity in the world. There, and listeners out there, if you want to Google that, Google Schumer Clinton impeachment. It's there. It's still there. So you can see where Schumer fights to not have additional witnesses during the Senate trial, because that's what this is. You're supposed to have everything's finished. You're done. Here's the trial. Present your case. And the Democrats don't have a case. And the scrubbing of their videos and their testimony on all the media outlets just proves that they have dropped the bomb. They crapped their pants on this one.
Well, they wanted to impeach the president since he was elected. So since 2016.
2016 this started. Nancy Pelosi admitted it, and various other pundits admitted it too. And Anderson Cooper, who is actually descended, he's like a Vanderbilt. I mean, you want to talk about the elite? This is really about a fight for the elite to keep their power because Trump is draining them. Right. He is the guy that came in and gave them a giant punch to the gonads, and they are trying to stay viable. Right. This is a big deal. This is bigger than you and me. I mean, if they did this to you and me, we would already be in jail.
Oh yeah,
thank God it's Trump that has the will, the power, and the fight to put up against this crap that they're slinging.
Right. So they're trying to overturn the 2016 election and try to obstruct the 2020 election.
Yeah, this is not only an impeachment against Trump. This is an impeachment against our vote. The people, I voted for Trump. I tell people all the time, I definitely voted for Trump. You're trying to impeach my vote.
Right.
You're trying to take the electoral college away from us.
They don't care about your vote.
They don't care. They literally are so upset that somebody who's not part of the program won.
Yeah.
And that is what kills them.
That's the reason the whole Democratic in 2016 with Hillary and Bernie, I mean, they didn't care about Bernie's votes.
Nope, they didn't care. Bernie actually had the majority. They said, you know what? We're not going socialist. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Here's Hillary.
Right. So they don't want to go socialist, but they want to go in the tinkering in the side of almost socialist.
Those Bernie bros are going to be so pissed when Bernie doesn't get the nomination again.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's leading in the funding. He's leading. I mean, I don't know how Biden is leading because, man, if you watch Biden for 5 minutes, you'll be like, Grandpa, take a nap. I mean, that dude is clueless.
Yes.
I don't even know how he's leading in the polls, but apparently Democrats have a soft spot for old guys who probably, don't know where they are. Seriously, he's like, hey, it's great to be in Indiana. They're like, you're in Iowa.
Well, we have a cute little video. It's very funny, by the way. And so before we go to that, do you have any what's going to happen in this week as far as the impeachment?
Honestly, I think the Democrats are going to continue to just crap their pants and fill time. From what Jay Sekulow has said, they have a super solid case. The solid case is defeating the abuse of power with 2 or 3 articles that they're going to bring up. One, that the executive branch has the sole authority to negotiate treaties. And you could say that the Ukraine being involved in a corruption and a recent coup, okay, is a treaty. We're negotiating with them. We're trying to give them what they need, but we're also not 100% on board with the Ukraine because of their history of corruption. So now the executive branch has sole authority to negotiate that treaty. However Trump does it is the executive branch's power and has nothing to do with Congress. Number 2, Sekulow said, is that Congress is abusing their power, trying to force the executive branch to give them evidence and to give them paperwork and to give them things that, guess what? That's an executive branch decision. That's an executive branch policy. They don't have the power. So if anyone's abusing power, it's the Democratic House.
Right.
And that's what we're going to see. And I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah. And that's coming up when? What are they coming up tomorrow, right?
Saturday is the big day. So Saturday is where I'm at. It's gonna rain all day. I got nothing to do but watch this thing. And I love Jay Sekulow. I follow him on a couple of other things. He's a highly intelligent guy, and he's a legal mind. He is going to cut them to ribbons.
Okay, well, I can't wait.
Mark my words.
Well, we'll have his video on here to see what he says.
I can't wait. He's going to shred them.
So let's go to the video here, short video, and hope you like it.
Credit goes to Politizoid, by the way. It's Maximus. Politicus Hacketus. Obstruction boulder.
It is.
The future missile. Oh man, I cannot wait. I mean, and you know what? I want to talk about it real quick. On Tuesday, I am going to the Wildwood Trump rally, and I hope I get some footage. I don't know how security is going to be. We'll see. But I am going to be at the Trump rally in Wildwood, New Jersey, and I'm going to get as much. I'm going to interview people in the crowd. I'm going to get as much footage as possible. I don't know if we'll have a show on Tuesday because I don't know if I'll be able to upload it live.
Okay.
So we will see. If I can, I will. Trust me.
All right, sounds good. I can't wait to see those videos, and
yes,
hopefully we can go live that night, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's a exciting time there. And so do you have any last words before we go?
Last words are the same that we've been using. All of our videos that we obtain, we're using for fair use, and we are commentating or criticizing them, which is under the policy A-OK. We love YouTube, and YouTube loves us.
Yes, and we hope you subscribe to our video.
Yes.
And you have a good night, and we hope to see you hopefully on Tuesday of next week. Good night.
Cheers, people. She really is scary. Oh, can you imagine Bill being like, "Hey Hillary, why don't we get busy tonight?"
No wonder he went to Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Ooh.